Good morning. Welcome to ADBOND team training for Mondays, November 2020. So, and as of today, we are going to be talking on time test application, and what led to this series is our October time management test series, and we are saying that there are a lot of hiccups. There are a lot of time that our time is being put to test. So we gave an illustration about Akon, an artist that got locked up about years ago, where he got locked up and he find his calling right here in the prison. And after the prison, he released a lot of music back to back, and from there currently our team said he's now on Mr. Felix said he's now on a project called what? Yeah, he's now on a project called Light Up Africa. So we are going to start today's training with a quote that says, there can be no learning without action, and no action without learning. You cannot act if you have not learned, and you cannot learn if you have not acted. And that quote was derived from Miles Davis. So Miles Davis taught us that we need to position the cycle of acting and also position it to learning. And by doing that, that is what will keep that cycle to be able to continue. So the first slide is talking about leadership, and we say something about leadership is the ability and the capacity to influence people in a way it will affect them positively. It has to be a way that it will affect people positively. People can also lead and affect negatively, but we want us to focus our mind on a way that our leadership will affect a lot of life positively. And we're saying that readers are leaders. Readers are leaders. And the day we stop reading, we stop leading. So we have to be intentional about those principles. So once we allow all these principles to govern our mind, to govern our actions, our ability to move to the next phase of what we intend to do, we will be getting results back to back. So we now come up with what we call leadership cycle. The leadership cycle is a teacher versus a leader. And what is this talking about? You teach to lead. When you teach people, you take action. And when you take action, you gain experience. And when you gain experience, you do what we call evaluated experience. Your evaluated experience, when you bring it back again to teach, you now come up with what we call innovation. And then when you re-innovate your evaluated experiences, you will naturally also discover that you come up with something different, something new, something amazing again that will help you to be able to lead the cycle continuously. And then you cannot get tired as long as you are working with team that will help you to achieve your desire, achieve the goal mutually. So the next part of the slide is our focus. So we're now saying that our focus is leading towards time test application, and we say that action is the only measure for learning. No matter how good you have learned, no matter how about you have read, and you've not entered into the laboratory to carry out experiments, there is no learning. We are paid and we get reward for what we have, the lives we have affected positively, information that we have actually zapped, that people can actually learn from one thing or the other from us. So we have to be intentional about putting our learning into action, because that is where the right measure come to being. And you don't have to wait till we see all the ending of what we want to do. Life is enjoyable on a bit by bit. So the next slide is talking about time is everything, and the two major essential is the law of intuition and the law of timing. So in the law of intuition, we are saying that as we all wake up in the morning, we usually wake up with a new mind, a fresh slate, a new plate that you can simply start eating with your plate. newly. You can choose to eat yam, you can choose to eat beans, you can choose to eat rice on the same plate, but you have the power and the capacity to decide what you eat on it. And then we actually need to pay attention to what comes into our mind. Write them down. Even if you don't have an environment that will help you to sustain, if you don't have the environment that will help you to sustain something that you can easily put it into action. And we said our banking sector does not have any extra fund for try and error, most especially for entrepreneurs. So that shows that you have to be able to drill yourself, come up with the right team that will be able to take your steps further. And then these ideas, when they come out of our mind, when they come out of our intuition, we should have the right people to share them with. We should have the right people to share the vibe with. So, but the real one that we're actually going into is the law of timing. So we now say, dealing on the law of timing, two things are very, very important. What is your awareness? And also, what is the affirmation behind your awareness? And are you following it in the right timing? Then we'll move further. So we are now saying that awareness and affirmation of law of timing has to do with these three major things: environment, opportunity, and the influencers around us. And these are our top major priority. So if there is no way that you find yourself in the right environment with the right opportunity and seek the right influencers that will not flourish. And take for example, here at ADBOND, we've been able to spot agric as the identity of Africa as a whole and continent. And we are saying that, okay, we are from Nigeria as an environment. Nigeria is our major environment here in Africa, and we realize that Nigeria has about 200 million plus citizens, and we have a vast arable land that we can use to show and then depict that, oh, this thing can easily work. And then we realized that, okay, how can we get it done? We said, okay, let's come up with bond ownership agro to home project, because home seems to be the interest of people, but agriculture can take them there. Home seems to be the interest of people, but agriculture can easily take us there. Then they are not totally interested in the agricultural part, but the team at ADBOND Harvest and Home, we are coming back to back with an agro developer system that will help them to manage their agro property at the agro state, and then from there they live with it, they enjoy the proceeds that will come out of their agro property, and then at the end they can now come and enjoy the environment for home. And then we saw it as an opportunity. We saw the agro to home as an opportunity in our environment right here in Nigeria, and then we are bringing the awareness to the right team. And then the right team are also bringing the right affirmation about it to people that should buy into the product. And then we are expanding it. And then we said, who are the influencer? Influencer means who are the leaders behind this? The leaders behind this are the team that we have together, that we've all believe. Because until we all believe that agro to home can add value to people's life, that is when each and every one of us will tag our name on it. We are going to put our image on it, and we are going to start sharing it with people. And same thing, when we believe right here, that is when our virtual staff out there too believe in us. The promise, because we check our core value that say tithe, trustworthiness, integrity, excellent execution, and there's delivery. So the moment we meet that three goal at every level of, that four words at every level of stages that we get to, that is what we take us to the next. It will always take us to the next stage. So the next slide is trying to explain on the environmental effect on law of timing. What are the tests? First is listening test. The listening test is talking about the need around us. We have to realize that what are people crying about for? Land now is 10 million in Ibejuleki, is 70 million in Lekki itself. Arepoye, land is 25 million. Bega, land is 30 something million. People are just hearing million, they don't have an external work that can give them such million. Then here at ADBOND, what do? We say, can't we come up with an agro to home system that can help people to own a land without killing themselves on how to own it, and then help them to break the step of owning the land, by extracting the hiccups that is not making people to own the land, and then let them be able to have the ability to start growing with the land little by little, and then be able to do all the right paper documentation as time goes on. So then the next one is the value test. Who I am. We've seen this as our own calling. We've seen it as something that we enjoy doing and something that we wanted to do back to back, and also ensure that people have the right energy, people have the right expectation, and then our promises, if not meet beyond their expectation, is meeting their expectation back to back in our value test. Then the next one is the mission test. Does our purpose have a reasoning connection with what people are complaining within our environment? Our environment seems to not totally be an environment where unity is totally appreciated. But we are saying that people can simply buy land in bond. And when they buy all this property in bond, 6 people can own a plot and they can build block of 6 flats in future. Again, 4 people can own a plot and they can build block of 4 flats in future. Even at the agri stage, 6 people can buy an acre and own each plot as their agro property, and then make profits on their agricultural project development on a plot based on what you have. Then the next one is your priority test. What to do. Of all the complaints, be truthful to yourself, and then let yourself know that in all the value chain of agriculture, what can we do at ADBOND HARVEST and Homes? And we've been able to sit at the pillar of what we can do in land provision. We are going to provide land for every citizen, and you own your land, you enjoy your property, and there is nothing taking your property away from you. But the agric part is not, we don't use agric as an investment right here in ADBOND. What we do, we help you to use agric to engage your land, protect your land, and then also protect your interest. And as you are doing all those things, you will start getting little profit from your land. And also, what people don't know is that their land is also appreciating in value, and which is where the more of the expected return, that is where you get it from. And then we are talking about reality tests. Reality test is, what skills do Mr. Oluwagbemiga have? What skills do Mr. Felix have? What skills does Mr. Siri have? What skills does Miss Kate has? What skills Miss Grace has? Does he have alignment with what we want to do? What skills do we need to acquire? Does he have that will help us to be able to serve our customer better? Amazing. Because if you are looking at, if I don't have this particular skills, then that means I cannot do it. It's a lie. You can also go and acquire that particular skills as long as it's in your area of interest. I've realized that when you do something in your area of interest, you can't have anything less than B. Even if you don't have it, if you do anything in your area of interest, they will be begging you that, you don't want to sleep, rest now. So that is what people will do to you. Then the next one is, as we have set up our own team, run a team, set up a team, bring the right people around, remove the wrong people in the team. As you bring them in, remember that there's always a rejection period too, when they are not meeting to the task. So there should be no sentiment in ensuring that we are doing the goal. The goal should be the expected thing. So if we have anything that will affect the goal, we should just remove it out and bring what will help the goal to move forward. And then we also check our individual gifts. What am I good at? I'm so good in negotiating. What Mr. Siri is good at? Mr. Siri is good at coordinating people, moving them from point A to side, bringing them back conveniently without stress. So we've been able to delegate all those kind of tasks to ourselves. And then the resource, which resource that I have at our disposal that we can use to achieve this goal, is another basic thing that people always, and a lot of people will bring this resource first. And the moment you put resource first, you are already demoralized that I don't even have money. I don't even have money to do it. So always remember that resource should be the last thing you delegate on. And even when you get to resource, you can break your step into stages. let's say you need 20 million, you can break it into 50,000, 50,000, 100,000 the next stage, maybe 250 the next stage, and then look out for people within you, look out for families around that can help you to source maybe 2,000, 5,000, and once the 50,000 is complete, then you give it a shoot. Invest that 50,000 and the law of sowing and reaping will catch up. So now we are going to the next slide. The next slide is, we said environment, opportunity, and influence. Are we on the same page? Yeah, good. So currently we are now at opportunity effect on law of timing, and we're going to talk about the Murphy's test. I heard this from John Maxwell. He said the Murphy's test is that in the middle of difficulty there is opportunity. Do we agree? In the middle of difficulty there is opportunity. So let's say, for example, when I finished from the University of Lagos, I'm like, I worked with all this agency real estate development, and realized that I weren't feeling fulfilled, because it's not just the money. I weren't feeling fulfilled. I said, okay, in the medical industry there is major parts. There is a doctor for teeth, doctor for ear, doctor for eye. I think there should be a different part in this real estate too. So I realized, okay, it's like, if I'm not satisfied with management, or what do they call it, agency department, let me try real estate development company. Then I moved to another company, and I realized that in that industry there is vast opportunity in the development industry in Nigeria. And one of the things that people don't realize yet is that agriculture is real estate. Anything that you add that help you to add value to land is real estate. So agriculture is real estate, and we realize that in the middle of difficulty for our nation, where we are struggling with by all the things we are doing, we naturally import all of them. And now that everything has been blocked out there, so we all need to go into agriculture and then take that aspect so seriously. And that is where we've now think about it deeply and come up with agro to home. Then the next one is common sense test. Common sense test says, do this opportunity make sense, or you are trying to make sense out of it? Yeah, you must be able to tabulate it. So once you're able to tabulate it, okay, this opportunity I'm talking about, does it make sense, or I'm bringing sense out of it? There is no crime in doing both. But at the end of the both, you must put effective logic into place first, other than bringing emotion first. So once we put logic into place first, which like we have applied, we said at ADBOND, we take client to side, they will say, is this farmland or forest? Is this or that? And we've been able to get all their feedback, and then be able to stick to what is working, and then see how customer wants to be served. And that's what we are doing right now. Then the third one is saying preparation test. The preparation test is, don't wait for all the answers before you move forward. Do it bit by bit. We don't have to wait for all the answers before we move forward. Get the idea, sit with the right person, break down your idea, let the right person tell you how to do it and when to do it. And then let them help you to break your when into bit by bit again. And then you see how you can put the right action into place. Then we said deadline test. The right decision will become wrong when it is taken too late. The right decision will become wrong if you don't move at the right time. And that is where the space of mentoring is so important. Somebody to guide, somebody to assist, somebody to help you to put your ideas into pipeline. Somebody to be in place of your decision making, because we said decision making is an issue in our environment as of today. So somebody to help you to make the decision that will be able to give you a leap of where you're actually going. And we said, don't allow passion to kill your common sense, and also avoid analysis to paralysis. Don't overanalyze. How can this thing? Can it work? Can it this? You understand? Just break it down and then listen to what your mentor offer you, and then take action. Take action. So the next one is influencers' effect on law of timing. The first is respect test. respect test. Everyone has the right to speak, but have I earned respect to be heard? Everyone have respect to speak, but have I earned respect to be heard? This is so important. Do you know that you go and meet clients to market to them, and you will be discussing with them in the aspect of the fact that come and buy our product. Some of them will not even listen to you, but they can easily tell you, get out of our office, don't disturb us, you this real estate company again, you guys have come again. So it's because we've not in one way or the other seek ways that they will actually be able to listen to us, because they are the people that we actually want to influence. And if we're able to influence one person and the person buy into what we are doing, they will now be able to help us to influence others. Because like I say, there is a rule: nobody want to be an island. If Miss Grace own a property at ADBOND location A, she wants minimum of 1 or 2 people of her circle to also own a property. Somebody that she can open up to that and tell the truth, because in our cultural environment, when people are doing something good, they always hide it. So they always hide it. So they don't want everybody to know that they are traveling abroad, or they want to build houses, they want to do marriage, they want to do something. They hide all those things. So, but there will be some people that you can't hide all those things from. So now she'll be willing to explain to those ones that I bought one agro to own property and it's affordable. I would like you to also buy. And that's where your influence begins to do what? To expand. And then you've now earned the respect to be heard by those people. Then the next one is commitment test. So the influencers that we are having a relationship with, are they affirming and committed to what we are doing? Take for example, all of us, we are here 9 on the dot. If we are not certain about what we are doing, even though we will still be struggling to wake up by 10. Yeah, we'll be struggling to wake up for 12. And all those things have a way and they have a role that they play in what we intend to do, in whatever we intend to do. So now we have to be 100% committed to everything we want to do. And if we're not committed here, our so-called virtual staff team, they won't be 100% committed too. So in the space of 100% commitment, that is where extension of those commitments keep bringing expansion into organization, like that of ADBOND HARVEST and HOMES. So then the next one is resource test. What is your relationship with the influencer and how to be successful together in leading? Have we been able to build strong relationship with our virtual team? Yes. With our workspace coordinators, even with our customers, even with our team right here, our physical team, have we been able to be totally open to one another in an area that we feel like, oh sir, I think we need to make an adjustment here? If all those things are not in place, we won't be able to maximize, because I don't know if you remember what we say, human resource. Money is not the only resource, but money has blocked our eyes to see that human resource can get us the best, more than money can do. And they say something that there is nothing that we are doing, if it is not to make life of people better, we are doing rubbish. So then the next one is structured tests, daily action plan and implementation that works back to back, determine structure to be applied. Every organization want to have a structure, but they will ask, Mr. Felix, which structure should I apply? Mr. Siri, that's not the best way to get structure. The best way to get structure is check your action plan on a day-to-day activity, check the implementation that works back to back, and then determine the structure you apply with that. And here at ADBOND, our site inspection days is Thursday. Even at ADBOND, you pay 5,000 logistic fee, and that logistic fee is refundable. It's refundable when you are buying, and when you are not buying, that will be your come and see, your window shop fee for our site inspection. So we've adopted that structure That's what worked for us. Thursday is the best day for us, and our customers are satisfied with it. And we are saying something that, who are these influencers or the leaders around us? We know them. The leaders around us are people of younger generation, people of younger minds, and an interested adults can also be willing to join us and then expand with us at ADBOND Harvest and Homes. So we are going to run a quote that says, environment is super essential due to the role it plays during mental imaginative growth for innovation. So we won't be able to grow our imagination well if we're not in the right environments that accept us, that welcomed us, that makes us feel we have the best to offer to people within our society, and we have the best to also implement into other people's life within our environment.
On your definition on leadership.
Okay.
Leadership is the ability and capacity to influence people.
Okay.
In a way to affect them positively.
Okay.
Over time, we find out that a lot of leaders don't care about how well their followers are going or how they are acting. They just feel, okay, since they've been assigned the post to lead, they just lead anyhow they do. They don't care about the followers. But a lot of them don't understand that how positive your followers act, that is how positive you are impacted on them. So the result they show, it's not from what you've done or from your lesson note or your handbook you used to teach them. It's about how well they've grown, how well they practice to be done. I think the definition of our leadership here, it goes to show that it's a two-sided thing. It's not just one direction.
I believe we'll be able to structure that time is everything. And over the time, we'll be telling them this is the exact time we leave for site inspection.
Sure.
8 o'clock, we must be there.
Sure.
But we have a case where one came around to 10 one time. They couldn't meet us because we go to structure time. In order for us not to also affect other people's
timing, yeah.
Timing. So we look over the time, even getting to site, they do ask us when is the exact time to set up this pineapple. When is the exact time to what? To clear.
Yes.
Because many questions like that has been coming. They really want to know. And I believe we are working on that, and I believe we are still good in timing, which we already give them proximity, maybe not a month ending now, something good.
We implement on the site.